I'll go to a specific. What is the teaching? What can we understand from the economic crash that we've just experienced, where some people feel economic hardship and some people feel nothing changed at all?
Again, it is a rebirth, it is a restructuring, it is a rebalancing. It is an opportunity to change the system. It wasn't working the way it was. Now you have the opportunity to make it different. Just as your physical bodies are changing, just as your cellular structure is changing, just as your soul is evolving to this time of great rebirth, it could not happen without a change in this economic structure. Those of you who are feeling this burden or trauma from these events, know that it will pass. It will get better. You have been pushed beyond your comfort zone for many reasons. And one of those being so that you can really understand more of yourself and you can let go of the things that were not serving you. And that includes false beliefs about what is prosperous, what is abundant, what works for you. Many of you have been in jobs that did not suit you, even though the paycheck did suit you. And now it is time to discover new ways to spread your light, new ways to earn a different type of paycheck, be it monetary or through love and light and energy.
I know there are many people right now that are looking for a job that's more suitable to their life's purpose, which brings up the question in many of them, what is my life's purpose and how do I find out what it is? And my old way of finding it out is very slow and laborious. I mean, stay in one job for 5 or 10 years, and if that doesn't feel right, move on to the next job, a little closer to the life purpose, working my way in. But people now are wanting to move fast, put it on a fast track and find out instantly what their life purpose is so they can move instantly into it and be right in the sweet spot and know that they're in their life's purpose, know that they're not wasting time.
Time, I feel, is never wasted, because when you are experiencing things, it all adds to your soul purpose. It all adds to the experience of the soul. And those who are looking for their life's purpose, as soon as they have healed enough and released enough, it can happen instantaneously. It is possible. But with your human mind, and no offense intended, but you seem to enjoy struggling. You seem to enjoy putting up the blocks and the walls. And that seems to be a learning process for you.
Not only that, we enjoy pain.
Yes, you do.
We enjoy learning by pain.
Yes.
Which I've never understood, even though I've done it considerable.
Well, that's an interesting question in itself, because on the other side, you don't feel pain. This is the only place where you get to experience pain. So, for some of you, it is a great learning tool. Something that you could not learn from in any other form.
The Course of Miracles implies that if you were to look at someone struggling in pain, you might not even see what they were struggling about. You might not even recognize it as something valid to struggle about. Because it would be to you possibly an illusion. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So to us it feels real because we've made it real. We've made a losing of a house or a losing of a job real, a real problem. Therefore, it causes pain to us as humans, and then we struggle with it to rectify it. And this is all an illusion?
It is an illusion to me,
Ah,
but it is your reality.
okay. And if
From
we take it
another-
as reality,
From another person's perspective, it can be considered illusion because it is not the same feeling that they have from being the outsider, from being the observer.
mhm. And if I say it's real, then to me it is real. And
Yes.
I have to deal with it as a real issue.
Yes.
And that's why healers have jobs and spiritual counselors have jobs.
Yes. And you are the mighty creator, just as God is the creator. So what you say is real becomes your reality.
Anyone have questions about that, left about that?
My name is Sage Molesky, and like when we go into the fifth dimension, is there like a way to connect to like your own kind of world where like you create a reality, but it's not this actual world that you're on, like mentally?
Most definitely. That is going into your own dimensional time and space, which I know you go quite often. And I know you have the ability to travel within those other dimensions of time and space. And it is something that you do quite well, and that you have the most wonderful ability to teach others if you choose to. There is never anything for you to fear when traveling among those higher dimensions. It is a beautiful place indeed.
Thank you for the question. Others?
My name is, excuse me, my name is Maria, and I want to know, will the Mayan civilization return?
And you speak of the great Mayan civilization.
The great one.
Yes.
Yes.
There are souls on this earth plane right now that were a part of that great Mayan civilization. They are awakening, just as you know this. Yes, you do. There are so many others that are awakening at this time. You are being drawn to others much like yourself in many different ways. Whether it be a client during your day, whether it be a teacher, whether it be a friend or an acquaintance of an acquaintance, or someone you meet on the internet. You are putting out that energy as you step more into your power, and like attracts like. There will be a great meeting of the minds, and if you notice and pay attention to your dream time, you will see that you are already meeting with them in the other dimensions now.
Thank you, Maria.
All right.
Hi, my name is Wendy. I would like some talk about our loved ones and our family and our friends that may not be in that higher vibration. And number one, is it possible for us to convince them to go there, or do they need to learn to do that on themselves, by themselves? And the second question is, when we get to this next dimension, how is our relationship going to be with people that haven't made it to, that next level? Are they just, is our relationships, going to fall apart? Are we, because we don't have things in common anymore? Can you just expound on that a little bit?
Sure, most definitely. First of all, everyone has free will. By all means, if you are guided to explain your belief systems to someone else, you are more than free to do so. But realize that until a person reaches a certain vibration, they can only take in so much information at that point. It seems to be with people who are partly open to such information. If they are fed little bit by little bit by little bit, it is much easier for them to digest it, other than being given one great meal of information at one time. I can tell you on a personal level that all is well. It may not look as if all is well, because this is what you are claiming as your reality at this time. And realize that the players in your life right now are helping you to determine your life purpose, are helping you to define the kind of person that you wish to be. At times when one person, one soul, raises their vibration, simply by them raising their vibration, the people around them will raise their vibrations as well. And it has nothing to do with their belief systems per se on a conscious level. It is simply energy. It is simply universal law. Much like you will notice some of your herbs have a very high vibration on this earth plane. And some of those herbs you can actually take. I believe chamomile is one of them. And you can take chamomile and set it next to another plant that is beginning to wilt and die. And because of the energy that the chamomile puts out, that plant begins to prosper. That plant begins to thrive. It is not always that they have to see through your same exact perception. It is merely that they be allowed to make their own choices. But truly relax, dear one. There is nothing to fear. There are great things ahead for you. And as for your relationships with others, it is all harmonics. It is all vibrational patterns. If you are vibrating at a rate that is this high, and you have a friend who may be this high, if you wish to remain friends with them, you will meet in the middle. Much like this body does when she channels my energy. My energy is much higher than hers is, and yet we can connect. We can form a bond. We can have a relationship. But yet she does not hold my vibration in this physical form. Does this make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking.
I have a question. My name is Lisa Livingstone. I have been blessed by meeting my twin flame, divine energy in this lifetime, in consciousness. And I wanted to ask you, I've been praying to the Ascended Masters and Archangels for guidance and cleansing of borders and blocks that are keeping us apart in physical union. I was wondering if I'm wasting my time lighting candles and praying to Ascended Masters and Archangels for continual guidance for us to meet in physical union. Or should I just let it be and let it come from the divine?
That is a fine question.
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Absolutely.
Do not, as they say, beat yourself up about the wording. The energy is most definitely there and the wording makes sense. It is a decision for you, and of course your free will comes in to play with everything, just as it does with all. You are not wasting any time at all. For when you light these candles, when you say these prayers, when you do these meditations and journeys, and when you feel this energy close to you, that is your twin flame. You are creating great healing, not only for the relationship, but for yourself. It is not to be determined what is right or what is wrong so far as if you are within the physical together, if you are a partnership together here within the physical in a romantic relationship. There are still issues that he has at hand. Energy changes all the time, though. And it is not to be considered, the word escapes me, for you to be cheating on him if you were to enter other relationships with other men, because you still maintain the contact of him within the energetic fields, that soul-to-soul contact. Does he respond to you?
Not lately. It goes, he comes and goes. And there's nobody in front of me that I find interesting enough to date anyway, anyhow, so I'm just being, for now.
This feels like a very large lesson that you have put upon your journey. It may take you taking the initiative to go where he is, to see him face to face, to get resolution, because it does not feel like you are moving forward until something happens, a reaction or an action on his part that is definite.
Thank you. I don't want to spend too much time, so I just have to ask you one more question. That means leaving and going to see him.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, okay.
Think hard about that.
I will, thank you.
Yes.
My name is Nanette Ellis. I want to know, as our vibration changes and we move to the different dimensions, will we be seeing our loved ones that have passed on? Will they be joining us in the other dimensions? Their energies?
That is a very good question. They already are joining you in some of the other dimensions, whether it be in spirit form or whether it be taking a new life form, in a new body, or perhaps even something similar to how you experienced them before. With the ascension process, it will be much like, again, I am reiterating back to the times of first days here on this planet, first human days. And in those first days, the angels walked among you. You would see them as clearly as you see this body right now. It was a perfect partnership. It was like having your own personal coach and best spiritual friend right next to you. As you ascend, you will have the ability to once again connect with your loved ones who are in the spiritual realms. You will be able to see them much like you had seen them here when they first existed. They will take a different type of form, but it will be much easier to connect than it is right now, for the veil will be completely lifted.
Thank you.
I would like to add something to that from my experience. In the past month, I've been aware of about 10 instances of women having abortions or miscarriages, and during soul retrieval, those infants coming back to them and wanting to be connected with them as spirit guides, and also grandparents coming back wanting to connect with the person as spirit guide because they have a life contract or a soul contract to that extent to reconnect. And so as the dimensionalities become closer, this appears to be actually happening in answer to your question from my experience.
Thank you.
And not to anything.
Your experience is much needed.
Thank you.
Always share.